Hello everybody, welcome back to Sin City Living. Jason here bringing you today's video. Thank you to all of our viewers. Thank you very much to our patrons. I have recommitted. I'm going to be putting 1 or 2 videos a week on there, so keep your eyes out for those. Don't forget to email me any strategies you might have, and don't forget to check the links down below for that online casino I found now that football season started again. So today, this video I'm going to do a comparison. I'm going to do a comparison with a few strategies. The mid-press strategy that we show fairly often, a regression strategy that we just did a video on not too long ago, and a 2 or 3 point don't system. 2 or 3 point don't molly system. I want to go ahead and show those to you. So, and we're going to do it instead of the theoreticals, because theoreticals make it real tough to do don'ts. Don'ts and regression strategies and stuff like that. So instead of the theoreticals, I wrote down 5 roles that I had seen, that I had managed to well, some of them were pretty easy, that I had managed to memorize or had somebody write down for me. One of them actually has a fairly decent role in the middle of it as well. And we're going to see how these strategies do. So we've got our mid-press player, we've got our regression player, and we've got our don't pass player right there. Right now, I'm going to start them off with, well, let me up this a little bit. I'm going to start each player off with $1,000. $1,000. We're on a $25 minimum bet table, $5,000 maximum bet table, and we're going to go with these rolls that I got. And I'm only putting the money out there. I'm going to put their winnings out here instead of all the way out behind the pass line, just because this table is not an actual dice table, so if I lean too hard into it, I could eventually break it and fall right through it. And I don't want to be leaning out that far. It takes up time. So let's see. So the very first roll, we had our player, and I'm even going to put the pass lines right here if they're doing a pass line. We even had our player doing pass lines and a don't pass. And so on this one, the very first roll, we had a 3 roll. So both of them lost, and this player would have gotten paid, the don't player. After that came a 12. So both of them lost. This player would have pushed. And then we had a 6 roll. So then we had a 6 roll. So this player has their don't come. And then they do a $60 lay. This player, now let me go back to here. This player is our mid-press player. So they did 130 across. Oh, I almost forgot about there. These two also had pass lines out. And they would have done odds. We'll just do double odds. Something relatively small. So then this player is the regression player. So they are going to do 260 across. So then the next roll of the dice, this one was absolutely brutal. 7 out. It was a 7 out, so these players lost. This player won. And everything else lost. So we went ahead and cleaned it up. Pretty brutal right there. But that is dice. So then we went to the next shooter, and the next shooter immediately rolls a 10. So we have a point of 10, $60 lay, 50 in odds, 50 in odds. This player does the DC, and this player will do 135 across. Whereas this player is going to do 270 across. So we're going to collect that up. They get 230 and change. They get their 270 across. Next roll, 6. So we've got our mid-press player there. So they're going to want to press it up by $12. They don't have any ones, so it's going to collect $23. Make it easier. They press up by 12. The regression strategy player just collects. I am doing this out of order, but I'm trying to do it just going along with the players. Our don't would have traveled, then the player is going to do their $60 lay and one more DC. Another 6 rolls. So this is the down behind situation. The mid-press player presses up to 60. And this is where, go ahead and pay the 75 for 5. This is where the regression player says, take me down. And they come down. The DC player did travel again. They do a $60 lay. So we've had 2 rolls of the dice after the point. Next came a 12, had no effect on anybody. After that came the 7 out. So we lost here. Now our don't player, so the point being a 10. Don't player makes that. And then the don't player gets paid in the back. And then we clean everything up. So, now we go back. We've got don't, pass line. Next shooter, point is 10. Again, surprising how often this happens. There's a lot of people that will always hop the point, whatever the previous point was. Once a 7 out occurs, the next shooter, they will hop the previous point because it's amusing how often it happens. Obviously, it happens pretty much the way the statistics will be in line, but because it's so odd, it stands out in the head. So there's a lot of players that will hop it, and then it's always amusing when it hits. So now we've got our $60 lay, our DC, we've got our 135 across. This player gets 100 back. Then we've got our 270 across. And odds. And 7 out. So, players are taking a little bit of a beating here. Except the don't player. Don't player might be a little bit ahead. Yeah, don't player's up by about 150 or so. Everyone else is, of course, down right now. So then we've got our next roll of the dice. Now I can already tell that our regression player doesn't have enough. So table marker him. So now we're going to make every player have a $1,500 starting bankroll. That way they all have the same size bankroll so that we can do our comparisons. So the 4th shooter comes into play. They roll a 6. Point is 6. I didn't have the pass line that's out, but that's all right. So they've got theirs with odds. We've got our DC, and then we've got our 135 across, or 130 across, I'm sorry, and then our 260 across. So let's do it this way. There it gets 300 back. Okay, so the next roll of the dice is a 5. Our mid-press player, this will transfer. Our mid-press player will go up to 35. There we go. Our same bet player is just going to go up there. Oh, I'm sorry, regression player, but it's the same bet. And we've got a leg getting set down. Next roll of the dice was a 10. So I'm throwing a buck. Mid-press player goes up slightly. And have this player throw in 5 to collect 103 bucks there. And now they come down because it's been there 2 hits. This has traveled, which I failed to do at the time. Then a 10 rolled. So we have a down behind situation. Now, mid-press player has to throw in $2. Press it up to 100. And our regression player will throw a buck for 50. Now, the thing with regression players is they have a tendency to not be particularly aggressive. I'm going to go ahead and go through a mid-press, but they will probably same bet the second time something rolls. So they might press it, then same bet it, then press it, then same bet it per number, okay? That's fairly reasonable with the mentality that I see with a lot of them. Now, a good 2 or 3 point Molly system player is not going to start chasing. Once they've done their 2 don't comes, they stop. If they have to, they wait till the next shooter. So after that came a 4. So once again, throw in the $1, slight press, and the regression player, throw in a $1, minor press. Next came a 3. That did nothing for anybody. Another 3. Wow, that did nothing for anybody. And another 10. Another 10, so they throw in their $5. This player would throw in their $2. And like we said, it's hit once, they pressed it. The second time, they sing back. So then an 8 rolls. Don't have any 1s, so our mid-press player will collect 23. Press it up by 12. And this time around, since it's the first time this number's hit since they regressed, they're going to go ahead and press it up. Next was a winner, 6 winner. So, don't player lost. And then these players win. So, 15, go. Throw in 15. There you go. So now they go collecting up. Don't player come in, even though a lot of times don't player is going to wait till the next shooter, but not always. Not always. Sometimes they wait till the next roll. 7 winner. Don't player will lose that. These players get paid. However, the don't player is winning on the don't that hit travel to the 5, so they're going to collect that. Now, once the board has been cleared of the don'ts, a lot of times I will see a don't player that will now start going through the don't come again, if they actually caught a win off a winner 7 or something like that. Another 6 rolls up there. Don'ts. Another 6 rolls. Now that they've collected a win, they're going to go ahead and go in there. Other players are going to stay the same, except throw their odds out. 8 rolls. And as we said before, this player is going to same bet. This had traveled. Whoops. A 5 rolls. I'm actually running out of greens here, so. Alright, 5 rolls. Throw in the $1. Mid-press goes up to 50. Regression player will mid-press it and collect the first time it hits. I actually forgot this player will up in there again. Lay it for 60. A 10 rolls. 10 rolls again. Throw in there $10, collect their 400. In this case, we'll just go mid-press it this way, so the next one can go up to 500. Play it slightly more conservative mid-press than the way I personally would play it. And this player now will press themselves up. And our don't player had nothing. 6 winner. 6 winner. So, lose there. Do that for 15, and collect everything up. Don't player may or may not do a. We'll go ahead and do it. And an 8 rolls. So we have a down behind situation here. Both these players will likely just have their bets move. Go ahead and do their odds. Don't player will do their lay. And of all things, a 10 rolls. So they'll throw in their $15. Do it this way. Get 8 or 600. Press it up to 500. This player pressed last time around. So this time they're just going to collect. And, oh, I'm sorry, don't player. Actually, no, don't player had it down behind. They are not going to chase, so they would not have been in that. 7 out. 7 out hit. So this was actually a fairly decent roll. Fairly decent roll for the players. Especially with that 10 rolling as many times as it did. Alright, so there was one more roll, but I don't know that I have the time to do it. So the don't player is basically winning $15. The regression player is down a couple of $100. The mid-press player is winning about just shy of $400 after 3 pretty bad rolls and then a good roll. The mid-press player is actually the one that is winning. The regression player is slightly up, and the don't player is slightly up, amusingly enough. So I have one more roll that was written down. So we had a winner 7. These players each got paid. Then we had a winner 7. Each one of these players got paid again. Then we had a yo. Each one of these players got paid again. Then we had 12, which is a push for that player. Then we had a winner 7. That's a weird roll. Although I see this a few times every single day. It's kind of strange stuff. Then we had a 5 roll. Oop, I forgot to take all these down. I'm really slipping here, guys. So all this stuff comes down. Head come down. So we now have our point of a 5. Go ahead and get our lays in. Don't. We need our 270 across and our 135 across. Now I'm just going to do this because the very next roll was a 7 out. So next roll was a 7 out. So all of this lost, as did this, but as did not this. So let's look. We've had 5 rolls of the dice. Or 5 shooters, I'm sorry, 5 shooters, these were real shooters. We've got $1,430. Don't player is down $70 after all of this. We have $1,072. So the regression player is down $438, and there was a good roll in the middle of that. And we have $1,713, so our mid-press player is winning $213. There you guys go. Hope you guys found this interesting, enlightening, amusing, entertaining. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye now.